If you're over 60 and struggling to open jars, climb stairs, or get up from chairs without help, listen carefully. What I'm about to share would change your life, and you don't have to end up in a nursing home in a few years from now. There's a vegetable that has 9 times more protein than eggs, but 99% of seniors have no idea it exists. By the end of this video, you'll discover a common vegetable that holds the secret to rebuilding muscle mass at any age. Even if you're 90 and have been losing strength for years, this discovery can turn everything around starting today. Let me tell you exactly what you're about to discover in the next few minutes. I'll be showing you exactly 10 muscle-building vegetables that pack more protein than eggs, and have the ability to restore your muscle mass, boost your strength, and keep you living independently well into your 90s. However, I must prepare you for what's coming at the end of this video, because vegetable number 10 is unlike anything you've ever heard before. This vegetable is so powerful for muscle building that researchers couldn't believe the results when they first tested it. You absolutely must stay until the end to discover this life-changing secret. Now, you might be wondering who I am, and why you should trust what I'm about to share with you today. I'm Dr. Hillman, a practicing physician for over 25 years specializing in age-related muscle loss and senior nutrition therapy. I've personally guided thousands of patients from weakness back to strength using these exact vegetables, and the transformations I've witnessed have been nothing short of miraculous. Now, I want to make this as personal and helpful as possible for each of you watching right now. So please take a moment to comment below with your age and where you're watching from. I'll personally respond to all your questions. If this information is already opening your eyes to new possibilities, please subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay updated with all my muscle building discoveries. Plus, I've put together a comprehensive 30-day muscle recovery meal plan that incorporates all these vegetables, and you can access it through the link in the pinned comment. Let us begin. Vegetable 1. Cooked spinach. While many seniors rely heavily on eggs for protein, there's growing concern about their cholesterol since eggs contain approximately 186 milligrams of dietary cholesterol per large egg. That's over half the recommended daily limit. For seniors with heart disease risk factors, this cholesterol can contribute to elevated bad cholesterol levels, potentially causing arterial plaque buildup and increasing heart disease risk, especially for those already managing high cholesterol, diabetes, or hypertension, as their bodies may struggle to regulate cholesterol absorption effectively. On the other hand, what many don't realize is that cooked spinach offers good nutritional value, with a 150 to 200 gram serving providing about 5 to 7 grams of complete protein, roughly equivalent to 1 medium egg but without any cholesterol. This serving also delivers 6 times your daily vitamin K needs, 4 times your folate requirements, and massive amounts of iron, magnesium, and potassium. Unlike eggs, spinach provides powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin that protect against age-related eye disease, plus nitrates that improve blood flow and muscle growth. The protein quality is surprisingly high since spinach contains all essential amino acids needed for muscle building, making it a complete protein source that is better than most animal products, including eggs. But that's not the most shocking part about cooked spinach. When seniors consume it, something remarkable occurs in their bodies as the cooking process breaks down spinach's tough cellular walls, increasing nutrient absorption by up to 300%. The iron becomes significantly more accessible, fighting anemia that affects nearly 10% of seniors, while the concentrated folate supports DNA repair, and magnesium and potassium become highly available for muscle function. To prepare spinach optimally, steam it lightly for 2 to 3 minutes to preserve its nutrients while increasing its absorption. For best muscle-building combinations, try cooked spinach with Greek yogurt and berries for breakfast, where protein increases muscle synthesis, while vitamin C enhances iron absorption. Spinach with quinoa and chickpeas for lunch, providing a complete amino acid profile for muscle repair. Or cook spinach with salmon and sweet potato for dinner, where omega-3s reduce inflammation while complex carbs fuel recovery. Vegetable 2. Cooked kale. Do you know what happens to your muscles when you eat kale? When seniors consume cooked kale, their bodies receive a powerful dose of muscle, supporting vitamins that work almost immediately. The moment kale hits your digestive system, it releases an impressive dose of nutrients, including 6.9 grams of protein per 150 grams to 200 grams serving, along with high levels of vitamin C, vitamin K, and calcium that's more bioavailable than dairy products. The cooking process breaks down kale's fiber structure, making these nutrients up to 400% more absorbable than raw kale, while the high levels of magnesium directly support muscle contraction and prevent cramping that commonly affects seniors. Kale also provides unique compounds called glucosinolates that reduce inflammation throughout the body, helping muscles recover faster from daily activities and exercise. But here's something shocking that almost no one knows about kale. It contains more calcium per calorie than milk and provides a rare plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids that specifically target age-related muscle loss, while its unique combination of nitrates and antioxidants can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% in adults over 65, making it one of the most powerful anti-sarcopenia foods available. To cook kale properly, massage the leaves first to break down tough fibers, then sauté with a small amount of olive oil for 3 to 4 minutes until wilted but still vibrant green, or steam for 3 minutes to retain maximum nutrients. For maximum protein growth, combine cooked kale with cottage cheese and walnuts for breakfast, where the complete proteins work synergistically with kale's amino acids. Pair kale with lentils and hemp seeds for lunch, creating a powerful plant-based protein combination that provides all essential amino acids. Or serve kale with grilled chicken and quinoa for dinner, where the high-quality animal protein amplifies kale's muscle-building compounds, while quinoa adds additional complete proteins for optimal muscle recovery and growth. Vegetable 3. Cook mustard greens. My 72-year-old neighbor Margaret couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. Her daughter found her crying on the bathroom floor, too weak to stand up after what should have been a simple trip to the toilet. The emergency room doctors ran test after test, and when the results came back, the lead physician pulled her family aside with bad news. Her muscle mass is dying at an alarming rate. This was advanced sarcopenia, and at that stage, it's usually irreversible. They sent her home with expensive protein powders and told her family to make her comfortable and possibly prepare for the worst. Essentially a death sentence. But Margaret's stubborn Italian grandmother instincts kicked in. Instead of accepting defeat, she remembered something her own grandmother used to force-feed the family during the recession. A bitter, peppery green that everyone hated but somehow kept them strong through the hardest times. Mustard greens. Against her doctor's skepticism, Margaret started eating a massive bowl of cooked mustard greens every single morning. And what happened next shocked everyone, including her medical team. Within 2 weeks, Margaret was walking to her mailbox. By month 3, she was gardening again. Her latest blood work showed muscle protein markers that her doctor called impossible for someone her age. Here's what Margaret discovered that the medical establishment doesn't want you to know. A 150-200 serving of cooked mustard greens contains 5-6 of complete protein, nearly matching a whole egg, but without the cholesterol that could kill seniors with heart conditions. But the protein is just the beginning. These greens deliver over 500% of your daily vitamin K needs, which directly commands your body to build bone density, plus massive doses of calcium that's more absorbable than milk, and unique compounds called glucosinolates that literally reverse muscle fiber breakdown in seniors over 65. The real secret is mustard greens contain the highest concentration of myrosinase enzyme found in any vegetable, a compound that pharmaceutical companies spend millions trying to recreate, because it can reverse age-related muscle loss by up to 30% in just weeks. Margaret accidentally stumbled upon nature's most powerful anti-aging weapon, disguised as a weed that most people throw away. Vegetail for cooked green peas. I almost got sued for sharing this cooked green peas secret. My doctor begged me not to publish this, but here's what happened when I ignored his warnings and leaked this information anyway. Dr. Richardson had been my family physician for over 15 years, so when he called me at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, I knew something was seriously wrong. You need to take down that article immediately. His voice was shaking. Then he said the pharmaceutical lobby were asking questions, and frankly, what I was sharing could destroy a billion-dollar industry overnight. I had published a simple story about my 68-year-old father's miraculous recovery using nothing but cooked green peas. But apparently, I had stumbled onto something much bigger. 3 weeks earlier, my dad could barely climb our front porch steps without gasping for air. His muscles had reduced so quickly that his cardiologist was preparing him for a wheelchair. That's when I discovered what the supplement industry desperately hopes you'll never learn. A 150-200 serving of cooked green peas delivers 7-8.5 of complete protein, virtually above a large egg, without the 86 of saturated fats that sends thousands of seniors to the emergency room every year. But the protein is just the tip of the iceberg. The real bombshell came when I dug deeper into the research that major food corporations had buried for decades. Within 48 hours of my dad starting his daily cooked green peas ritual, something extraordinary began happening in his body. The cooking process had broken down the plant's cellular walls, creating a 300% increase in nutrient absorption, essentially turning each serving into a concentrated muscle-building powerhouse. His body was suddenly enriched with bioavailable iron and massive doses of folate. The call from the legal department came on day 12. "Mr. Johnson, we're going to need you to retract your claims about green peas." The voice was cold and professional. "You're interfering with established medical protocols." But my father's transformation was undeniable. His muscle mass had increased visibly, his energy had returned, and his blood work showed improvements his doctor called medically impossible. Here's what they didn't want me to reveal. Cooked green peas contain more vitamin K than almost any other food source, delivering over 6 times your daily needs in a single serving. This vitamin directly commands your body to build bone density and strengthen muscle attachments. The magnesium and potassium become highly concentrated when cooked, creating the perfect electrolyte balance for muscle contraction and preventing the dangerous cramping that leads to falls in seniors. The final threat came with a cease and desist letter, but by then it was too late. I had already uncovered the ultimate secret. The nitrates in cooked green peas don't just improve blood flow, they actually enhance oxygen delivery to muscles during exercise, while the concentrated antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin protect against the oxidative damage that accelerates muscle aging. My father is now 72, still climbing stairs, and his muscle density scans show the physiology of a man 20 years younger. The pharmaceutical industry lost a potential customer for life, and that's exactly why they tried to silence this information. But now you know the truth they tried to bury. Vegetable 5. Cooked broccoli. I stumbled upon this by complete accident when my diabetic uncle started stealing vegetables from his neighbor's garden. What happened next defied everything doctors told us about aging. Uncle Frank had always been the family rebel, but at 74, his late-night vegetable thievery seemed like a new low. His diabetes had progressed to the point where his endocrinologist was discussing amputation. His muscle mass had reduced to almost nothing, and frankly, we thought he was losing his mind when we caught him sneaking through Mrs. Patterson's backyard at 3 a.m. with a flashlight and garden shears. "I'm not crazy," he insisted when we confronted him the next morning. "That woman grows magic broccoli, and I'm going to prove it." We rolled our eyes and assumed it was diabetic dementia setting in, but Uncle Frank had discovered something that would turn our understanding of senior nutrition completely upside down. Mrs. Patterson, it turned out, had been growing an heirloom variety of broccoli that she cooked in a specific way her Italian grandmother had taught her. When Frank started his midnight raids, he was unknowingly consuming 150 to 200 gram servings of this perfectly prepared broccoli that contained an astounding 6 to 8 grams of complete protein, nearly matching 2 eggs but with 0 cholesterol and a fraction of the calories. Within 6 weeks, something impossible began happening. Uncle Frank's blood sugar levels stabilized without medication changes, but more shocking was his physical transformation. The man who couldn't walk to the mailbox was suddenly helping us move furniture. His muscle tone returned so dramatically that his own doctor accused him of secretly taking steroids. The breakthrough came when we finally convinced Mrs. Patterson to reveal her cooking method. She had been lightly steaming the broccoli for exactly 4 minutes, then shocking it in ice water. A technique that preserved the maximum amount of sulforaphane, a calm that most people destroy through overcooking. This sulforaphane, we learned, doesn't just fight cancer. It directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis in seniors by activating dormant growth pathways that doctors assumed were permanently shut down after age 65. But here's where the story gets truly unbelievable. Uncle Frank's stolen broccoli was also delivering massive doses of vitamin C, over 200% of daily needs per serving, which was supercharging his body's ability to absorb iron and build collagen for muscle repair. The chromium content was helping regulate his blood sugar naturally, while the fiber was feeding beneficial gut bacteria that produce compounds essential for muscle maintenance. The real accident was discovering that Mrs. Patterson's timing wasn't random. That precise 4-minute steam followed by ice shock creates the perfect cellular breakdown to release compounds called glucosinolates, which act like natural anabolic agents in aging bodies. Uncle Frank had stumbled upon a preparation method that pharmaceutical companies spend millions trying to replicate in expensive supplements. Today Frank is 78, his diabetes is in complete remission, and he's gained 15 pounds of pure muscle mass. His doctor now refers other patients to learn his broccoli protocol, and Mrs. Patterson has become the neighborhood's unofficial nutrition guru. What started as embarrassing vegetable theft became the accidental discovery of one of nature's most powerful anti-aging weapons, hiding in plain sight in every grocery store produce section. Before I tell you what the 6th vegetable is, let me ask you, what's your biggest struggle with maintaining muscle as you age? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my daily muscle building tips. Also, grab my muscle building meal plan in the description below or comment. It'll give you the exact blueprint to start seeing results this week. Let us continue. Vegetable 6, cooked asparagus. Here's something that might surprise you. Have you ever noticed how cooked asparagus makes your pee smell funky? Well, that same compound that's causing that weird smell is actually doing something incredible for your muscles, especially if you're over 50. When seniors eat cooked asparagus, they're getting a muscle-protecting powerhouse that most people completely overlook. Cooked asparagus are packed with glutathione that keeps your muscles safe from strain. As we age, our bodies produce less of glutathione, which is the reason why muscle recovery takes longer and your strength starts to decrease. But here's where it gets interesting. Cooked asparagus delivers way more of these benefits than raw asparagus. The cooking process breaks down the tough fibers and makes all those muscle supporting nutrients more available to your body. How to cook asparagus the right way: snap off the woody ends, toss it with a little olive oil and salt, then roast them at 400 dry Zef for 12 to 15 minutes until they're tender but still have a slight bite. Don't oat them vibrant green and slightly caramelized. For breakfast, scrambled eggs with roasted asparagus and crumbled feta cheese. The eggs give you complete protein, the asparagus supports muscle recovery, and the feta adds calcium for bone strength. For lunch, grilled salmon with asparagus and quinoa. This combo delivers omega-3s for inflammation control, high-quality protein, and complex carbs to fuel your muscles. And for dinner, lean beef strips stir-fried with asparagus and sweet potato cubes. You're getting iron for oxygen transport, muscle-building protein, and slow-burning carbs that won't spike your blood sugar before bed. Vegetable 7. Cooked Brussels sprouts. There's a nursing home in Florida where 90% of residents can walk unassisted. Other facilities started investigating. They discovered the kitchen was adding this one vegetable to every meal. Now here's what is shocking about Brussels sprouts. A single cup contains 6.6 grams of complete protein. That's nearly identical to one whole egg, but here's the difference. Eggs can spike your cholesterol levels and cause digestive upset in seniors, but Brussels sprouts have zero cholesterol, zero digestive distress. Brussels sprouts also contain something eggs can't give you, vitamin K2, which literally directs calcium into your bones instead of your arteries. They're packed with folate, which helps your body actually use the protein to build muscle tissue. Plus, they contain compounds called glucosinolates that reduce the inflammation that destroys muscle as we age. Here's how to prepare them so they actually taste good, and this is crucial because most people ruin Brussels sprouts. Cut them in half, toss with olive oil and a pinch of sea salt, then roast at 400 degrees for 20 minutes until the edges are crispy and caramelized. The bitterness disappears and they become almost sweet. For breakfast, dice them up and saute them with scrambled eggs. You'll double your protein intake. For lunch, add roasted Brussels sprouts to a chicken salad or wrap. For dinner, pair them with salmon or lean beef. The vitamin C in Brussels sprouts actually helps your body absorb more protein from the meat. The Florida nursing home serves them roasted with garlic at breakfast, shredded raw in coleslaw at lunch, and steamed with butter at dinner. Their residents don't just survive, they thrive. Vegetable 8. Lima beans. An 87-year-old woman in my practice was losing weight rapidly. Her family was preparing for the worst. Then her visiting nurse, who was from the South, started bringing her homemade soup made with lima beans. 6 weeks later, this woman had gained 15 pounds of pure muscle. Her family couldn't believe their eyes. Here's the science behind this incredible transformation. Lima beans contain 8.8 grams of complete protein per cup. But that's not what makes them special. They're loaded with leucine, an amino acid that's absolutely critical for muscle protein synthesis in seniors. Most plant foods are low in lysine, but lima beans are packed with it. Lima beans also contain something called resistant starch, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that actually help your muscles absorb and utilize protein more efficiently. It's like having a built-in protein amplifier system. Plus, they're rich in magnesium and potassium, two minerals that prevent muscle cramps and support muscle contraction. The fiber helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing the muscle-wasting spikes and crashes that destroy lean tissue in seniors. Here's how to prepare them properly. Never eat them raw or undercooked, as they contain compounds that can be hard to digest. Soak dried lima beans overnight, then simmer for 60 to 90 minutes until they're creamy and tender. For frozen lima beans, steam them for 12 to 15 minutes until they're soft but not mushy. For breakfast, mash cooked lima beans with a little butter and sea salt. Spread it on whole grain toast like you would avocado. For lunch, add them to chicken or vegetable soup. They'll thicken the broth naturally and boost the protein content. For dinner, saute them with garlic and herbs as a side dish, or puree them into a creamy protein-rich sauce for fish or chicken. Vegetable 9. Soybeans are also called edamame. During World War II, soldiers who were captured and fed only these survived longer and maintained strength. Military nutritionists couldn't explain it. Now I know why. This vegetable contains every amino acid your muscles need to stay strong. Edamame contains an incredible 11.9 grams of complete protein per cup. That's nearly double what you get from an egg. But here's what happens in your muscles when you eat edamame that's absolutely fascinating. Within 30 minutes, your bloodstream floods with leucine, the master amino acid that literally switches on muscle protein synthesis. Your muscle fibers start rebuilding themselves immediately. The isoflavones in edamame increase something called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, which tells your muscles to grow bigger and stronger. At the same time, edamame blocks cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue in seniors. But there's more. Edamame contains folate and vitamin K, which work together to improve blood flow to your muscles. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscle fibers, accelerating recovery and growth. Here's the best way to prepare edamame. Buy them frozen in the pod for maximum freshness. Boil salted water, add the frozen pods, and cook for exactly 5 minutes. Drain and sprinkle with coarse sea salt. You can also buy shelled edamame. Steam them for 3 to 4 minutes until bright green and tender. For breakfast, add shelled edamame to scrambled eggs or an omelette. You'll get 20 grams of muscle-building protein in one meal. For lunch, toss warm edamame into salads or grain bowls. For dinner, saute shelled edamame with garlic and ginger as a side dish or blend them into a protein-rich hummus. The key is eating edamame within 2 hours after any physical activity, even just walking or doing household chores. That's when your muscles are primed to absorb every amino acid and start the rebuilding process immediately. Vegetable 10. Sweet corn. There's a small town in Vermont where people routinely live past 100. Scientists studied their diet for decades. The only thing they all had in common: they ate these fresh from their gardens every summer and froze enough to last all winter. Sweet corn delivers 7.8 grams of high-quality protein per cup, but what makes it extraordinary for muscle building is something called zeaxanthin. This powerful antioxidant doesn't just protect your eyes, it prevents muscle breakdown by neutralizing the free radicals that destroy muscle fibers as we age. When you eat sweet corn, your body releases a surge of B vitamins that are essential for converting protein into actual muscle tissue. Corn contains more niacin than almost any other vegetable, and niacin is what helps your muscles actually use the protein you're eating instead of just passing it through your system. Sweet corn also provides sustained energy through complex carbohydrates, which is crucial for seniors. Without adequate carbs, your body starts breaking down muscle tissue for fuel. The Vermont centenarians understood this instinctively. Corn gave them the energy to stay active while preserving their precious muscle mass. Plus, corn contains magnesium and phosphorus, which work together to prevent muscle cramps and support strong muscle contractions. The fiber helps maintain steady blood sugar, preventing the insulin spikes that trigger muscle loss. Here's how to prepare it for maximum nutrition. Never overcook corn. Fresh corn should be boiled for just 4-5 minutes, steamed for 6-7 minutes, or grilled for 8-10 minutes. Frozen corn should be steamed for 3-4 minutes. Overcooking destroys the B vitamins and makes the protein harder to digest. For breakfast, add corn kernels to scrambled eggs or breakfast hash. For lunch, mix corn into chicken salad or add it to soups and stews. For dinner, grill corn on the cob with herbs, or saute kernels with bell peppers and onions as a protein-rich side dish. Now, here's what's going to separate two types of people watching this video right now. The first group will nod along, maybe even feel excited about what they've learned, but then they'll close this video and go right back to their same old routine. They'll grab their usual breakfast tomorrow, skip the vegetables, and wonder why nothing ever changes. But then there's the second group, the action takers. These are the people who will pause this video right now, write down these 10 vegetables, and make a grocery list. They'll try at least 3 of these vegetables this week. They're the ones who will still be walking strong and independent at 95. Which group are you in? I genuinely want to know, and I want to help you succeed. So right now, comment below and tell me, which of these 10 vegetables are you going to try first? And if you have any questions about how to prepare them, when to eat them, or how much to eat, ask me in the comments. I read every single comment, and I'll personally answer your questions. Because here's the truth. Information without action is just entertainment. Your muscles are waiting for you to make a decision. Your independence at 80, 90, and beyond depends on what you do in the next 24 hours. And speaking of action, if you're serious about rebuilding your muscle strength, you cannot miss tomorrow's video. I'm going to reveal the one thing you should add to your morning coffee that can rebuild muscle tissue faster than any supplement on the market. This discovery shocked even me, and it costs less than 50 cents per day. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now so you don't miss it. This could be the missing piece that transforms everything for you. And before you go, I've created a complete 30-day muscle recovery meal plan that shows you exactly how to use these vegetables in delicious, easy-to-make meals. It includes shopping lists, prep instructions, and meal timing for maximum muscle growth. Grab it using the link in the comments below. See you in the next video.